Good afternoon, it's Nerfcraft, and this is my 5th weekly update. I got something exciting to show you guys. It is RC related, so we're gonna head over to that. Don't have any Minecraft or anything else like that today. So, on to RCs. Guys, I have freaking T-Maxxes. Man. I actually have two of these. These were given to me. This one is blue. This one you can see is green. And I've already got names and theme colors picked out for each of them, which I'll tell you in a second, but I've already had this one running around a bit. I've had a couple of really small breakages, so you can actually see on this truck that I've stripped a few parts out of there, robbed a couple parts to keep the blue one going. But yeah, I've had it running around for a little while, and it's actually been quite a blast. I've actually had a lot of fun with this so far. So you take the shell off. I believe this igniter wire is brand new. Just doesn't have any protection from being scraped up on the ground or heat from the engine, which sucks. So yeah, I actually thought when I started having issues where I had to replace this part, first I thought I stripped a gear inside the transmission, so I replaced the whole one from the green truck, and then I had a problem with this transmission, so I went to take a look at the old one, and I immediately realized the spur gear was stripped, so I double checked this one. Sure enough, you can hopefully see that those teeth are completely flat. So yeah, you hear all that grinding. 2 ruined spur gears already, so that's pretty good. Other than that, there's an A-arm broken, bottom A-arm. Hopefully I can show you how it pulls out there. You can see that. It was like that right after I cleaned the truck, so I think that it was like that when I first got the truck. It's no big deal, it'll be fine. I'm not doing anything too serious with it yet. Also broke a shock cap. You can see this one shock is dirtier than the others. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this truck. It does have the old 27 megahertz transmitter, which kind of sucks. But it is 3-channel. And the crystals actually match the colors of the bodies, which is kind of cool. So they seem to have it set up that way to begin with. The battery compartments and all this stuff has been pretty healthy. But in the other truck, the transmitter had corroded batteries in there. So funny story is that my dad and I yesterday were playing with our trucks on the main street. I was running the T-Maxx, of course, and he was using his Stampede VXL. But we decided to do a little bit of a drag race, and a little bit of an unspoken thing. And he had me on takeoff, which is kind of to be expected since he's got an electric and this is nitro. Electric's got more torque, but I still have the 2055 servo in here, right there, for steering. So I couldn't steer very well. It just took forever to steer, and 2555 is just too slow for these giant monster truck tires. So what happened was I accidentally crashed into a storm drain, and I would have thought that would have tore up the truck, but it actually didn't. It ended up just bouncing off and being fine. The body was only held on with 2 body clips at the moment, because I had lost the other ones. So what happened was the body ripped off and fell into the storm drain. That's this body right here. So that was kind of funny. So my dad and my friend were able to help me get the storm drain cover off, and my friend went on down there and he grabbed the body for me, so I owe him now. But yeah, really glad he was able to get that back for me. To make things a little more interesting, when I did cross over into the storm drain, I had actually crossed, I was on the right side at the moment of my dad's Stampede VXL, and it had crossed in front of him, so kind of like my hands crossed in front of the camera, crossed in front of him off to the left. So that means that I must have been going just a little bit faster in order to have been behind him on the takeoff, but have crashed into a storm drain out in front of him. So I thought that was cool, because my dad's never really tried nitro, but all his friends used to have nitro and switched to electric because they just had too much of a pain with nitro.
Oh wow.
But it is faster, and I mean, at least I got that. And this truck, I got this thing running a lot easier than I expected, so it was definitely fun. Now you're probably wondering a couple of things. First off, what are the truck's theme colors and names going to be? Well, this one I've already got running. It's already blue, and it looks really nice in blue. So I'm going to stick with the blue theme color for this, because I like it. And I don't even have any other blue vehicles whatsoever. So, blue T-Maxx. His name is going to be Maxx. The other one is going to be kind of a brother to Maxx. And this truck is not keeping its theme color. I already have a green and black truck. So this one I'm actually going to be making into an orange or orange and white truck. And I'm going to be calling this Stihl. So I'm going to have Maxx and Stihl. Once I get this one running, it'll be really fun. And I've got some plans on some upgrades for them. Servos are going to be like the first thing to go. Probably having the transmitter following right behind it. But yeah, I've got some plans for these trucks, for both of them. And I'm excited to get these things upgraded and have some fun. One other thing you may be wondering is, what kind of fuel am I using? This is the Blue Thunder fuel, and it's got 20% nitro and 11% oil or lubrication. So, I mean, it didn't take much to start, and that was on this stuff. So, I mean, I think it's safe to say that this stuff is not bad, at least not so far. So far, I think it's pretty good, but I don't know that much, so you might not want to take my word for it. So far, I seem to be getting everything I want out of it, which is a running truck. So, yeah, so that's Maxx. He's been running. I need to get a spur gear right now. Stihl. Oh, other thing. One last thing. Should have mentioned this a lot sooner, but this clutch bell. This is the clutch bell, and then this is like the clutch. This should be able to turn. I don't know if you can see that, but I cannot turn this at all. The other truck, Maxx, was just like that. You can see here, if I put my finger on it, I can turn it a little bit. See that? You see just a few of the sort of teeth things on there moving. So what happened is the engine was not actually bad. Like I said, I got this running in like a day. What happened was the shaft where the clutch and clutch bell attaches, inside it had gotten so full of gunk that it was just gummed up to the point that it could not turn. It was literally stuck in place like super glue, except it was like much stronger because it's completely holding this thing from turning. Fortunately, a little bit of this was the toothbrush I used with some degreaser, and that cleaned it up. So, I mean, it turns now. I can run the truck. It's been a blast. So I think that it's safe to say that it worked. So yeah, some people really like nitro. Some people don't. As to whether I'm a fan or not, I can see why people wouldn't like nitro and would never ever want to get a nitro. On the other hand, I can see why people have to have a nitro. The thing is that the power is pretty good. It's more power than I've ever had in one of my own RCs. And it's like the smell, the burning, the joy that you get from driving it. I was actually able to get this thing on anywhere from 0 to 4 wheels, including everything in between, 1, 2, 3, or 4 wheels. And it would just wobble around all the way upside down and sideways and end up right back on 4 wheels if I kept on the throttle enough. It was pretty crazy. On the other hand, why not just go and get one of those brushless monsters that cost about similar price? Actually, for T-Maxx versus E-Maxx, the price is a little bit of it's a $200 difference to get the brushless, but still, why wouldn't you do that? I mean, it seems easier in a lot of ways, but I got this for free. I've had fun with it so far. I can't really complain. I will warn you, if you do get one and you're cleaning it up, and you're using something like Simple Green or a really strong cleaner, be careful with the rinse. That's from scrubbing it off after leaving Simple Green on it for a few seconds. I mean, it wasn't that long. It's like 30 seconds probably. You can see that the chrome, the like flat chrome came off. That's silver on the wheels. So be careful about that. I was able to use it on the other wheels, but what I did was I sprayed it down quickly with a Simple Green, and then immediately took a rag, not a brush, but a rag, and wiped it right off. That seemed to do better, and it didn't take off that silver chrome thing. So that's how you would clean the wheels. On the rest of the tire and the inside of the wheels, you can just use a Simple Green and the brush just like the rest of the truck. Yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about these trucks. I can't really tell you whether you're gonna like it or not. You kind of have to try it, I think, because my dad told me all his friends had nitro and converted to electric. I've had electric, and I'm trying a nitro that I got for free. Wasn't really that interested in trying, buying a new truck and trying it, but I got one for free. Figured if I get one for free or cheap, I would give it a shot. I got one for free, and I gave it a shot. It's been enjoyable so far. So I can't really make the decision for you. I can't say I recommend it or not. I can say that if you're a beginner, it's probably not the best place to start. You might have an easier time starting with an electric because it's just a little bit less work to tune up and everything. But if you've been doing this hobby for several years, you may be able to get a kick out of nitro. But I mean, it's up to you whether you like it or not. So I will say that I've been enjoying this truck. We'll see how I enjoy it over the long run, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now, as far as that goes. So enough of me talking, because that was like 15 minutes of me talking now. Let's go ahead and do shoutouts. Alright guys, obviously the shoutout's gonna have to go to the friend that donated these trucks. He's a friend from church. He's a really cool guy. He recently actually had a son, and but dude, this guy's awesome, and of course I'd have to shout him out. So if you're watching this, you know who you are. Thank you so much, man. The truck that I've got running already has been a blast, and I have a feeling that once I get the other one running, it's going to be just as much fun. So thanks a ton, man. Yeah, on to comments. Alright guys, time for comments. So I realized that if I want to see comments, all I can do is just go straight to here. Only thing I have this week is from the Pony channel. I'll find a joke if it's the last thing I do in life. Wouldn't you have to have a life to do that? So maybe she has a life then. Maybe I have a life. Maybe I don't. Maybe this whole time it was just a skull talking to you with a holographic skin face. Alrighty. And, oh, did she find the joke? What do you call a cheese that is not yours? Nacho cheese. Like it's not your cheese. It's not yo cheese. Nacho. Yeah. What are these blue dots? Oh. Okay, I guess those are the new ones then.
Good afternoon.
No, quiet. Quiet myself. Quiet old recorded skull face with holographic skin. Is that considered an offense? Maybe.